to weddings in the truth versus weddings out of the truth. So we'll start off weddings in the truth. So what are your experiences of witness weddings in general? Because generally they all follow the same principle. You have
Yeah.
person give talk at the wedding, bride and groom
Yeah.
kiss, you have people in the audience, you go to reception, or you go to take pictures, have reception, happy married life, basically.
Do you know what I really like about witness weddings is the fact that at obviously the ceremony you do get the wedding talk, because I think that that's a really nice thing to have, because like like I've been to like weddings where they're like either not in the truth or whatever, and it's just all a bit like, it's just very impersonal. Like it's just like you're just another couple who's just gone to a registry office to, like, you're not anyone special to them, you're just a couple that's getting married. And I just think it's just so much nicer at a Kingdom Hall, because and then just having the talk, and it's usually given by a brother that knows you very well. And I think it's so much more personal, just so much nicer. So that's one thing that I really like about witness weddings.
That's true. That's true. That's true. On the subject of wedding speakers, would you guys have an idea of who you'd want to give your, well, obviously Ruben, if
Yeah.
you're married now, so someone has already given you your wedding talk, but females, ladies, would you have an idea of who would think would give the best wedding talk for you and
I
your
do actually. I have an idea, but it would all depend on who I marry, because it might be different, because it might be that we'd rather have someone that like knows both of us rather than just someone who just knows me and just kind of knows him, because again it's all about being personal. Well, for me, I think it'd be better if they knew both of us on a certain level, you know.
That's true. That's true. Ruben, how did you and Abby go about selecting a wedding speaker? Was it a short process? Did you have a short list?
Uh,
Was there a process in general?
Abby had always wanted her uncle to do it, and that was always the plan, was to have her uncle to do it. And he'd done them before. But then when we actually came to ask him to do it, he sort of said like he couldn't manage to do it. There was like just too much emotion.
I see.
He thought that he would struggle to get, which I completely understand. I mean, if I ever had to do one, if it was like somebody close, I feel like I'd be quite emotional as well.
Mm.
But actually, I think it worked out really well, because I always wanted my uncle to do it. But he had spent more time with me and more time with Abby, and then more time with me and Abby as a couple. So he knew us both quite well. And that was what we sort of wanted. We didn't want just any elder to do it. We wanted somebody who actually knew us. So like there's a lot of like when we first started, like Uncle Danny was close to tears. I thought if I now cry, Uncle Danny's going to start crying. So we were both looking at each other going, if you cry, I'm going to cry. So you better not cry.
No one cried.
But yeah, nobody cried. It was all good. Not at the ceremony anyway. But like, yeah, it was, that was the thing that we wanted. We just wanted somebody that knew us as a couple and as individuals, rather than just another person at the hall.
I see. Yes. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, that's very nice. Very nice. Also,
Sorry.
nah, go ahead. Go ahead, Pre. Go ahead, Pre.
A few moments later.
I think the premise of what she wanted to say was that she would want someone to give the talk that knows both of us, which is very true, obviously, because you really don't want some random one elder that only knows one of you really well, but not the
Yeah.
other person, because then it's not really a personal wedding talk to you guys.
No.
'Cause it was always interesting to hear wedding talks because you always hear anecdotes that you never knew about the bride and groom. Generally,
My when my mum and dad got married, the brother they got my very much in the probably Nigerian way. The best man slipped the brother doing the talk a camel. He popped the brother who was doing the talk who'd always said that he wanted a camel for his eldest daughter, and my dad's best man had a thing for his daughter. So the day of the wedding, went out and bought like a toy camel and put it in his songbook. So when the brother picked his song back up,
you saw the
camel
camel.
camel fell out the bottom.
Oh man.
It's been very interesting for the brother giving the talk. He must have been very confused.
Well, I think he knew exactly what was going on because. But
Would
then,
he have known who gave it to him?
yeah, I think it was quite obvious, but alas, he married somebody else.
Romance didn't work, unfortunately.
Good effort though.
He tried. He shot his shot. Well, in a very unconventional fashion, shooting at the dad and not the girl. But I mean, I guess you.
No, because you want to get the parents on side as soon as you
Yeah.
can, though.
That's what exactly I was gonna say. Need the parents on board quickly. Otherwise, mother-in-laws can make your life a living hell. I've seen it with my own four eyes, glasses and that. My own four eyes have seen the effects of what a wicked mother-in-law can do to a couple. Speak.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say the downside though is that once you hear one wedding talk, you kind of hear all of them.
That is
Because
true.
it's the same scriptures, it's the same outline.
Yeah.
You might get like when we got married, we were the fourth in the space of a month. Fourth wedding.
But
But by the time it was ours, we were like, yeah, we know this, cool. We've heard this three times already.
But I do think it's different when it's being addressed towards you.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Yeah. And it's always interesting to carry on, Emily. I was saying my point.
No, I was just literally going to say that I do agree about like the fact that you do end up hearing pretty much exactly the same thing, just said in a different way. It's like going to different.
That's true. What I always find interesting is the song selections by the bride and groom, because it's always interesting to see whether they be generic, pick the two wedding songs, or would they be different. I'm glad you and Abby were different, Ruben, because I've been to too many weddings where I have sang "Now We Are One" or what God has yoked together enough times. It was nice to sing another song.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we decided pretty early that we didn't want the wedding songs because they're both pretty awful. They're.
Same, isn't it?
I'm sure they're written from a place of love, but
yeah,
they're sort of too sickly.
Yeah.
Like you'd expect that sort of song in Frozen, like a perfect little
And the very
love story.
Maybe we've just heard it so much that you kind of just get sick of it.
Yeah, but I also think that the Yoked Together one is definitely better than the Now We Are One. That one.
I think it's a nice song, but just for a wedding, it's just too much.
Yeah, words are love.
It's like too much love.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot, Sha. It's very much a lot. What song did you pick for your wedding again?
Beloved Son.
Jehovah's Warm Up. I love that song.
Beloved Son was ours, and Precious Daughter.
I make my heart rejoice.
That's yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that was the
yes.
one.
So what about weddings outside of the truth then? How are your experiences of weddings that have not been in the truth?
See, I've actually been to a lot more weddings outside of the truth than I have in the truth.
Mine's about a 50-50 split.
Mine's probably more like 70-30. Like I've been to more witness weddings, but I've been to obviously like family weddings and stuff, but I don't know, they're not quite, in my opinion, I don't think they're quite the same, but that's because of, as I've said, they're all like typically very British weddings and they've not been that up there.
Church weddings are really weird, having to sit through.
Or like going to a registrar.
Yeah,
It's
very
odd.
impersonal. Well, registrars are very impersonal.
Yeah.
Very impersonal.
Okay.
Sorry to all the people that have currently had to do registrar weddings at the moment.
Sorry.
That's yeah. Can't lie, I would postpone my if I was to get married in this current climate, I would actually postpone my wedding till next year and hope for the best. Because as much as you know, Zoom weddings are good because you can like people that might not be able to come to your wedding from like different parts of the world, like if you have family abroad, can now obviously partake in your wedding, but it's just very impersonal.
But I'll tell you one thing, like obviously I've been to one wedding like towards the end where you could have like, well, they were able to have 30 people and they had like the registrar and everything. And it was like all over Zoom, but they also still had the wedding talk. And I thought, because it wasn't actually at a registrar, it was like outside at the place where they also had the reception. So it like made it again, it was still quite personal, which I thought was quite nice. So if I was going to do it, I'd wait a bit so I could do it like that, I think.
So did they have a full wedding talk? Like the full?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
I heard a story of a wedding that happened recently. I mean, I don't know how far out your listeners listen, but I heard of a certain experience the other day where they had a Zoom wedding. Bride came in wearing her Zoom dress, wedding dress, not a Zoom dress, wedding dress. The groom came in wearing his suit, sat down, had their wedding talk. They were already an hour late to when they'd said it was going to start. Then had the half an hour talk, and then at the end of the half an hour talk, the brother doing the talk said, "Oh, also, just so you're aware, this is just the talk for the wedding. They're actually getting married on Monday," and then turned the Zoom off.
Hold up.
Whoa.
So they had.
Oh, I don't know this couple. I've just heard this story, but
So they had.
it's a bit wild, isn't it?
They had the wedding talk, but they weren't getting married.
They won't get married.
That's
Not
just
for
a bit
2
much.
days afterwards. I think, what do you do after that? Why get dressed up? Why put your wedding dress? Do you know how long that takes to put a wedding dress on? Do you know how long to take a wedding dress off? It takes hours.
Or the makeup as well.
But what?
For 30 minutes and be like, all right, cool. See you on Monday.
So wait, did they do another wedding talk then? I'm very confused on this.
No, they just got married at a reception office on the Monday.